Let's dive into the word. So today's gospel is taken from Luke chapter 19, verse 11 to 28. And in the gospel, it speaks about a parable about the 10 gold coins. Now, in different translations, it speaks about that gold coins as mina. And mina can be translated as pound. And what it was worth for that particular pound, it was around 35 grams of gold. Now, in today's parable, it speaks about a particular nobleman and it speaks about 10 different servants. And now, 10 of these different servants, each of them were given one gold coin, amounting to 10 coins, gold coins altogether, and were given by this particular nobleman. Now, each of them were encouraged to let that amount grow, not to just keep it at that same amount, but let it grow through investment and trading. And so, when he is to return, he would expect this particular nobleman to see it grow. And so he went away, it cuts away with him going away. And when he returns from a nobleman, he became a king. And so he met up with his servants again. But in this particular parable, it didn't speak about all the 10 servants meeting up with him, just 3 main servants. And 3 of these main servants had 3 different responses and outcomes of their tradings. So we look at the first servant. The first servant was able to earn additional 10 gold coins. And the king was very pleased and said, "You can now be in charge of 10 cities." And so the second servant had also additional amount, but it was rather 5. And he was then rewarded with being able to be in charge of 5 cities. But the last servant was very different. He did not gain any profit, he did not gain any interest, and rather returned that 1 gold coin that he received. And what he did was he didn't do any investment, he didn't put it in a bank at all, but rather put it and hid it away in his handkerchief, because he feared the particular nobleman, that because he felt in his perspective he was very demanding. And so eventually the king was upset and said, "You can do something, you could have invested in the bank, why you didn't do that?" And he was rather punished for not multiplying and investing that particular gold coin. And today's gospel, you might be thinking to yourself, is the Lord speaking about having good investments or being good with our money? And no, this is not what the parable is about. But rather, the parable is about about how we are to multiply the gifts and talents that the Lord has given us. So if you see who is who from this particular parable, the nobleman represents Jesus. The servants are we. And the coins that are given to us, those are the inheritance, those gold coins, the inheritance that the Lord freely and willingly gives to each and every one of us in equal measure. So not one of us gets more than the other. All of us are given equal measure this inheritance that the Lord gives us. And really 2 things it really shows from this as well. It speaks about, number 1, the Lord's generosity in giving us in equal measure this inheritance, and lovingly and willingly wanting to give us, each and every one of us, this. It could be the gifts of the Holy Spirit, the fruits of the Holy Spirit, His Word, the Eucharist, faith, forgiveness, mercy, all given by Him ever freely to all of us. But it does not stop there. This doesn't stop at the first point of His generosity. The second thing that it really entails is that it requires of a response from us. It requires for us and compels us to respond in a manner. And that response is, or that expectation is, that we do not hoard and keep this inheritance just for ourselves, but really He wills of us to give it to other people, to be shared with other people. It is meant for us to cultivate it, to nurture it, and then expose it. Then it will bear fruit and it will grow for others. Now He rewards the first 2 servants with cities to be in charge for earning additional gold coins, but He punishes the servant who did not grow that particular amount and really deemed him as lazy. So the Lord here is reminding us to grow and cultivate it, to grow our particular talents and giftings that the Lord gives us, or His inheritance that He's given us, to be shared with others. The goods received from the Lord, our talents, abilities, gifts, and graces, are to be given to others and shared with others. And really what it means is our lives are not meant for ourselves. Our lives are rather meant for giving of ourselves to other people. Brothers and sisters, I just want to end with this particular statement by Saint Josemaria. It was very encouraging to really remind us as followers of Christ how we are to live. Now he says this: don't let your life be barren. Be useful. Make yourself felt. Shine forth with the torch of your faith and your love. With your apostolic life, wipe out the trail of filth and slime left by the corrupt souls of hatred, and set aflame all the ways of the earth with the fire of Christ that you bear in your heart. And sisters, let our week today, let this be a great reminder as we go throughout our week, that let our life not be barren, let it not be empty, let it be useful, and let us in that usefulness share our talents, our gifts, our abilities, God's love, His mercies, His graces with other people. Let it shine forth to this broken world, people who need it, and let people experience the love of God, His forgiveness, His mercies through us. Through us, we could be our families, our friends. Let us reach out to someone today that they may experience God in a tangible way through us. God bless you and have a great week.